My M27 fiancé F26 went on 2 dates with a coworker and I'm not really sure what to think anymore. A bit of background: we've been together for 5 years and engaged for 1. We have a 2-year-old son. I've never had reason to not trust my partner the entire time we've been together. So about 2 months ago I noticed a message pop up on my partner's phone when we woke up in the morning. I didn't recognize the guy's name and the message was from the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. I don't check my partner's phone, never had a reason to, but this was quite weird, so had to look. Basically there were no other messages between the two, so they had been deleting the messages. But effectively this guy was asking my fiancé for nudes, given the time he had clearly been out drinking. I didn't immediately bring it up and thought I need to get a bit more info about this before confronting her about it. I search for his name on her messages and a few come up from conversations with her friend. I read into the messages and it transpires that he's a work colleague from a different office, HQ, and they occasionally meet up in cross-site meetings. Now the messages between her and her friend about this guy say that nothing has happened sexually. But they refer to 2 occasions when they've met up for drinks, just the 2 of them while they've had cross-site meetings. I see a few screenshots from chats between the 2 of them where they talk about having feelings for each other. I confront my partner about it later that day and she confirms everything I've read and reiterated that nothing happened beyond going for drinks together, and when feelings became involved they both stepped back as this guy also has a partner. She tells me that it happened because we were distant and she liked the attention. It hurt to hear, but I can understand how some harmless workplace flirting can be a distraction from a frayed relationship at home, but it's clearly gone way beyond that. She apologized and reiterated that nothing happened beyond going for drinks and some deep conversations over text. I feel like I've let things slide quite easily since then, as we have a child and are currently in lockdown. I feel like it's best to move on from things and focus more on our own relationship rather than suffering over it. But in all honesty, it's still completely consuming me. I've lost all trust and feel like I'm becoming paranoid about what she's doing and who she's messaging. It's completely out of character for me. I feel completely inadequate and worthless. I almost feel as though what they've done is worse than just sleeping together, as it's more emotionally involved rather than a stupid drunken mistake. I've brought it up once or twice since the day it all came to head, just because I have 1,000 things going through my head and want to get the story completely straight. I feel like time is all I can allow myself to get over it and put it behind me, but it's been 2 months now and I'm still a mess about it all. I'm sorry this is a really long post. I'm sure I've missed a load of details, so happy to add more on request. I guess I just need some advice from anyone who's been through something similar. How did you move on from it and stop yourself worrying? Start to trust your partner again. Just a quick question: if, as she says, they realized that lines were being crossed so they pulled back from each other, then why did he still feel comfortable asking for nudes? Also contact the AP's partner. So not only she cheated but she also deleted chats, never came clean about it, but you had to catch her and her friends are also in it. These are enough cues that you really should thinking about breaking up. But if you want to stay together, it's your life, so no judgment. Remember that, staying together for the kids, it's usually the bad choice. Children really prefer to stay with 2 separate happy parents than 2 together unhappy ones. And second thing, discuss her infidelity, communicate, get therapy together, whatever it is, but don't let it slide. It's clear that you are unhappy and suppressing your feelings sure as hell won't improve the situation. Really, it's the worst thing you can do. She's cheated and lied and only come clean when caught. If you stay with her, you're a fool. It will keep happening. Well, she had an emotional affair. Maybe she will fuck the next guy. Cheating is a deal breaker for me. There will be a next time. Maybe even with him at the next meeting. Sounds like a bad relationship. Protect yourself. She deleted the chat. She didn't even tell you about that. This is cheating. Maybe she was stopping, but you can't know because you caught her. You need to have a lot of talks. Even her account of things is true. She is still having an emotional affair. It seems like she is not sorry and has put the blame on you. Further, this is the middle of a pandemic, and she has put you and your child's health at risk. You have every right to feel anger and question everything. Is she making any moves to improve? You can't give her a pass on this. You should be thinking about taking that ring back. She's deleting their conversations and he's comfortable enough to ask for nudes. Also, if he's asking for nudes, that's not taking a step back. Find out if the deleted messages can be recovered. If not, bluff and tell they can, so she needs to tell you everything before you read it if she wants any chance of working through this. She's fucking him, bro. I hate to say it, and you may be right, but I don't think you have a whole story, and I know that's not what you want to hear. She's confessed to the crimes she's been caught for. I highly imagine there's more to this story than she's told you. If nothing else happened, then why delete? Restore from a backup and ask to see? And when feelings became involved, they both stepped back? She's auditioning replacements? WTF. Do you have an open relationship? Because that is how your fiancé is treating it. If there is to be reconciliation, then there needs to be recognition, self-retribution and regret for what she did. If she can't feel those things, it's only a matter of time until it happens again. Without those, it's also hard to see how you can feel comfortable with her again. Can you take a few days and think about what you need to feel comfortable again, then communicate that, like complete honesty, sharing texts, open phones, changing jobs, etc. There's got to be more blowback than her saying, nothing happened. Obviously don't marry her. Start hiding money. Only question now is whether you're smart enough to leave her before she cheats with another guy. Look in her recently deleted folder in her phone photos. See if there are nudes or saucy photos there. It hurt to hear, but I can understand how some harmless workplace flirting can be a distraction from a frayed relationship at home. Do not make excuses for what she did. If it was that bad and really felt that way, she should have came to you rather than put your relationship at risk. If she really wants to show you he means nothing and they really didn't cut contact, have her report him to HR for asking for nudes after she has already told him it was over and they can't speak on matters unrelated to work. Why is she still your fiancé? She tells me that it happened because we were distant and she liked the attention. So instead of owning that she needed more from the relationship and trying to solve it with you, she immediately runs out and starts dating someone else. Someone like her with morals like this is absolutely the type of person to fuck on the first date. Just because you didn't see evidence of that happening, doesn't mean it didn't. I just need some advice from anyone who's been through something similar. How did you move on from it and stop yourself worrying? Start to trust your partner again. You don't. You get rid of her and find someone better. You need to have a paternity test done. Edit, and STD screening. She did cheat. Just because nothing physical happened doesn't mean she didn't cheat. What exactly is she doing to make up for what she's done? Has she cut contact with this guy at all? Does his partner know? They should know. Careful when she pregnant again. Def test that. Congratulations, your fiancé has a boyfriend. What has she done to rebuild your relationship other than lie about contact with a guy she dated, lie about there being no contact and then she contacts him, deleting messages, using different apps to communicate? What work is she doing to rebuild your relationship? She blamed you for it, she hid it from you, she confided in her friends about the affair. She needs to be doing the work. Do not marry her. You will regret it if you do. She cheated on you. Once a cheater, always a cheater. This wasn't a one-time mistake. It took time, effort, and consideration to go on 2 dates with him. And the fact that she deleted the messages shows she knew it was wrong, but did not care about your feelings. The fact that her friends knew shows a big red flag in her choice of friends. I'm sorry, but if it was me, I don't think this is something that I could get over with. Also, the partner of the guy should also be made aware of her partner cheating on her. I've been in the situation you're in. ATM. I tried to forgive but couldn't. It didn't help that her stories just didn't add up. Questions were answered differently each time. Eventually I found out they did a lot more than she told me. Wait, is she claiming that they stopped it all before the text came in asking for nudes or after you confronted her? It's unclear if it's the way it's written or if her timeline doesn't add up. Because if she said they ended it before you confronted her and he's still asking for nudes, then she most likely lied to you and hasn't told you everything. You may also want to let his girlfriend know that he's been cheating on her, not as revenge, but she deserves to know the truth. Honestly, I am not sure she is marriage material at this point. That is a serious red flag, and I would have no problem telling her that. If this is what she does when you do not give her attention, then you are in for a whole lot of hurt in the future. So her solution to being distant is to go on dates with another dude? As opposed to, I don't know, communicating with you? That's really messed up. What happens when you've been married for 7 years and she's feeling distant? That's her go-to move? You need couples therapy if you want to stay together. Me personally, I would be done with this. You are not even married, and she already cheated because she liked the attention. What will happen when she is protected with the contract of marriage, and can take your money from you and possibly your kid? Also, with cheaters like that, everything is possible. You should make a DNA test for your kid. Don't shut your feelings like that. Trust them and protect yourself and your future. So she was cheating on you, and workplace flirting is cheating. This is an emotional affair. It is just as serious and harmful as a physical affair and should be treated as such. Worse, emotional cheaters will often use "nothing physical happened" to gaslight and deflect. Treat it like an affair. If you want to try to reconcile, it's going to mean couples therapy and individual therapy for you both. She is going to have to be fully on board, admit what she did was 100% wrong, and be dedicated to fixing this, which should include looking for another job. If you don't want to reconcile, then you are justified in breaking things off. I recommend the book, Not Just Friends, to learn more about navigating emotional affairs and the havoc they wreak. I would get a full panel STD test and a DNA test for your kid. Can't put anything past a cheater. Trust is a lot harder to re-earn than it is to break. Please consider holding off on actually getting married until after you completely resolve the trust issues. He wouldn't have asked for nudes for the first time randomly after a while with no contact. There must have been a precedent set where she has already sent him nudes. There's a high likelihood they had a physical affair in addition the emotional one. Sounds like an ex-fiancé to me. That's exactly what my ex did before divorcing me. Just wanted to thank everyone for their responses. There's been some really helpful advice, and it's great to get some insight from people who have been through something similar. Unfortunately, there's been some unsavory replies, so I'm deactivating notifications now. I wanted to delete the whole thing, but there's some genuinely good advice on here that could help someone else out sometime. Thanks again. We'll look to post an update someday. Drop her like a bad habit. She will eventually cheat on you down the line if you stay with her. Likes the attention. Really, dude? Don't be an idiot. I have only one thing to say, man. If you are with someone, you shut all your windows down and lock them up, to avoid any kind of attention and romantic sexual interaction with everyone else. You two were distant, is nowhere near you being dead. It all starts with something like this. You are not there for me. I am alone, etc. If she is alone, you were alone too. You didn't went on to give attention to anyone else, did you? If you can be that loyal, why can't she? These lame excuses are classic cheater level thing, bro. I know it's your life and your partner. In cheating scenarios, I don't believe in a second chance. For me, it's, once you have cheated, you are dead to me. I wish you good luck, man. She's cheating. He already dicked her down. She's been hiding this from you and only admitted it when you found out. Even then, she tried to gaslight you by saying it was when you guys were having problems. Dump her and move on. Once a cheater, always a cheater. You don't want to live with someone where you constantly have to worry about if you can trust them or not. I almost feel as though what they've done is worse than just sleeping together, as it's more emotionally involved rather than a stupid drunken mistake. You know why this isn't true? Because if they had slept together, there is zero chance you'd say, sure, this is bad, but at least they didn't meet for friendly drinks twice and then nothing happened. That would be worse. It always amazes me that someone can still believe their partner who has shown deception or had an affair. She has shown you exactly who is she, but you refuse to believe. Whatever happens after this is on you, not her. She's already painted the picture, but refused to see the colors. Good luck. You're gonna need it. An emotional affair, in my opinion, is worse than a drunken one-nighter. This has been going on for a period of time. You're right to be pissed. She also didn't come clean and apologize. You found out and likely got the trickle truth. She confirms only what you already know. Dude, she has failed the relationship. Also, get a standard STD screen for your own protection. I hate posts like this. Is clearly not dumb, but someone asking someone else for nudes clearly isn't respecting any supposed boundaries they set up once. Feelings set in. And someone who deletes messages preceding a request for nudes clearly has something more to hide. Ask her to report the guy to our. If they really did set boundaries and he asked that anyway, then, yeah. But she won't do it, and you know why. She isn't into you, bruh, move on. Or hey, ask to swap partners. Take his wife and let him have yours. If you let it go, maybe she'll think it won't matter if she went further? I'm usually all for reconciliation, but I don't think that's going to happen. Dump her and work it out between the kid and move on. I would honestly think about what will happen next time you are distant and married. What if the next new friend she makes isn't in a relationship? Will that be the tipping point? You do you, but if you can't let it go, then let the relationship go.